Well, I guess to get it started, we'll just give you guys an update on everything. I think not a lot has changed since last Zoom call, but for those of you that weren't on the Zoom call last time, we did get our new puff print mindset t-shirts in, and you guys will probably see those shortly. And we did get the collab t-shirts in for the TG event that we're having on July 12th. And this will definitely be like our biggest event yet, and hopefully they just get bigger and bigger and bigger and better. But it's gonna be cars and coffee. We're gonna be doing two big giveaways. We're giving away AirPod Pro Max and I think like $250, and they're probably gonna give away like a free membership, and then we'll also do an online giveaway that's gonna be a full stack of supplements with performance subs, probably a whole outfit, a collab hat, collab t-shirt, and then we'll talk to them about hopefully doing like a free membership as well. So we're gonna do like a big giveaway. And then other than that, I feel like that's really it.
What do we have planned for events there right now?
Like at the event,
Yeah.
I know they have a push-up pull-up competition. I know that we're having more vendors come out this time because last time it was just like a rebrand event. So this time there'll be a lot more vendors. I think they're having a deadlift party. They're
A
doing a
deadlift
live. Yeah,
party.
there's a deadlift party. There's gonna do. I think Adam said they're having a 30-minute live hip hop performance, and then we're gonna have a posing seminar. Um, I think that's it. The car show. I think that's it, and free food. So if anyone just wants free food, you can come.
Sweet. Sweet. That is a lot of stuff. That's definitely more than our last event. That'll definitely help like, build size, build excitement or whatnot.
I agree.
Drew, did you want to show any of the samples or whatnot?
I'm in the middle of a tattoo appointment, so I'm gonna stay muted as often as possible. So you guys
Oh,
just hear buzzing.
nice. Okay. Well, did you want to add any other updates to that, Micah, or anything else that everyone should be looking out for, or even add their own creative purchase to?
Honestly, I think that's it. We're waiting on like the big drop, the self doubt, like the get out of your head drop, and I'll share those. We can share those designs via close friends list. But that's like the big drop we're waiting on before we do anything else. And I will give more details as that gets it.
Cool. Okay, well, um, I hope all of you guys are having a phenomenal Sunday so far. Hopefully we can like add some value to your Sunday with this call. So we have just like a short framework that we're going to kind of go through, and then at the end of the call, we're also doing a giveaway, which is going to be Bolt Pack and socks, which we're going to give away together, I believe. Or do we want to give those away separate, or do we want to give them away together? I say we do it separate. I say we give someone socks and someone a Bolt Pack.
Yeah, we can do that.
All right, yeah. So at the end of the call, we'll give you guys all an opportunity to get that stuff as well. Just essentially via random chance. But to kind of start off and just kind of set the tone, um, I have a prompt which I'm going to give you guys if you would indulge me and answer it in chat. On a scale of 1 to 10, how dialed in does your mindset feel this week and why? On a scale of 1 to 10, how dialed in does your mindset feel this week and why? Hell yeah, AB.
Yo. Sorry, I joined in the chat a little late. I was just getting off work, so I have to rush home, shower, and get my meal in real quick. So I'm gonna be eating while I'm on this call. So you know how it is though. We gotta get the food, in.
Of course,
Uh,
bro.
Happy
Have-
Sunday, everybody. Happy Sunday, everybody. Hope everybody's having a blessed day so far.
Hope you're having a blessed day too, man. I gotta congratulate you again, man, on that competition. Your physique was exceptional, dude. You killed it.
Thank you, brother. Appreciate you. Yeah, man. It felt. Thank you, everybody. I appreciate y'all. It was definitely felt good. And again, it just if I am a testament to anything, I'm a testament to the fact that never give up. Like I said, I've been grinding for that pro car for 11 and a half years. a lot of ups and downs along the way. And one thing I've held on to throughout the years is you can't quit. Quit is not an option, you know. Go
No,
slower if you gotta go slower. Crawl if you gotta crawl, but don't stop. Don't give up. Just keep going.
exactly, bro. You've been relentless.
Yeah, got to.
Freaking relentless, dude. I respect it.
Thank you, brother. I appreciate you. Appreciate you. But to answer your question, why I feel like my mindset is a 20 out of 20. I mean 20 out of 10. That's why I said. But I feel like, you know, not even just because it's pro card win. I mean that adds motivation, but we all know motivation is fleeting. So I don't hold on to it. And again, I always use the saying, never let a win get to your head and never let a loss get to your heart. So the reason why I say, you know, my mindset is 20 out of 10 is because I just know that I could manifest anything I put my mind to. You know, I just I'm delusional. I'm kind of psycho in the sense of my delusion on what I believe I can accomplish. So, you know, I say it's 20 out of 10 because if I also sit down and tell a average mind the things that I believe is going to happen in my life, they'll probably look at me like I'm crazy. But I'm sure they looked at Jeff Bezos crazy, and they probably looked at Elon Musk crazy too, and a lot of other greats in history too. But I just feel that way by myself. So, you
It's
know,
true, bro. I
yeah,
mean, I just had a conversation with someone the other day about this, and I think it's Bill Gates, I believe it's Bill Gates that said he wrote a book and he said that in order to be like great, you have to be delusional.
you got to be.
And I was kind of questioning that. I was like, I mean, that's very subjective, like what is greatness? I think for most people, and delusional being defined as despite all evidence to the contrary, you believe in something or you do something. So despite all the other evidence in your life pointing towards something else, you still do this thing, whatever it is, your dream or greatness or whatever you're chasing. And so I don't know. I was kind of, that was just an interesting conversation I was having with different people this week. Like, do you think that you need to be delusional to achieve greatness?
To achieve greatness, yes. Now, again, there are levels to it. If you want to be good at something, no. If you want to be average or something, no. If you want to be okay, no. But when you want to be phenomenal, exceptional, great, just mind blowing me out of this world, you have to be delusional because you have to be willing to do what other people are not willing to do. You got to go to that place in your mind and in your heart that other people are not willing to go. There's 8 billion people in the world. Everybody wants to accomplish something, but the ones that do are the ones that have this delusional level of faith that they can achieve it regardless of what the majority is saying. And so that's the hard part. You got the majority of the world that don't do what you're trying to do. They don't care what you're trying to do. So you have to be willing to do it without motivation, without people clapping for you and doing it for you. And I heard Alex Ramosi say this on one of his podcasts. He was like, you have to be willing to do that for the average person who becomes successful. It takes them a good 10 years minimum. If you're not willing to commit to something for a minimum of 10 years, then don't expect to be great because at the end of the day, that's the averages. And we're talking about averages. We're not even talking about, yeah, you can achieve it earlier or it may take a little bit longer, but the averages is 10 years to achieve greatness and being 100% dedicated to what you're doing. So, you know, when you think about that, if you want to be great, yes, you have to be delusional because it requires that much effort and work. That's why everybody is not in that upper echelon of society, and it's so hard to crack that the atmosphere where the trajectory where you get into greatness. And if it was easy, everybody would be doing it. So I think it's only reserved for those who are willing to go to that level of delusion.
Yeah, absolutely. And you know what's interesting? I've gotten a lot of different like responses to this question this week. This was kind of my question of the week, funny enough. And I do also wonder, and we'll move on from here. This wasn't the topic of discussion, but we are just totally like rocketing over to this conversation. Um, how do you know when to listen to what other people are saying? Like if all your friends are telling you, "Hey, this is a bad idea," and you're sticking to that delusion, whether it be your dream or not, when do you know when to listen to people? Because you also have to be able to trust the people around you, like, and if everyone's telling you something, or you have these like delusions that are driving you towards what you might consider to be greatness. Like, I guess the question is, how do you know when to listen? to
I mean,
what other people are
honestly,
saying.
I feel like it depends on your goals because there's certain goals that no one's gonna have the same vision as you. I mean, I know Drew and like River know this better than anybody. When we first started the brand, everyone thought it was a joke, and it definitely did not. No one saw it becoming what it is today, and like only me and Drew and River truly saw what it was going to become. And like, if I listened to anybody tell me about not doing it, then it would have been like the inevitable downfall of the brand. But I had to like listen to like my own vision and listen to myself. Now I feel like I'm in a position where I am around people that are running their own businesses, running their own brands, and they're giving like thoughtful input on how to grow, not thoughtful input on how to stop. And that's how I've started to realize who I want to invest to and who I want to listen to.
Yeah. So I guess the nugget there is that you listen to people who want the same thing as you, or people who I guess can see your vision.
Yeah, I
Or
think not even like see my vision, but I'm trying to surround myself with people that are trying to accomplish something as great as I am. Or like putting themselves in a position to be successful and they're sharing knowledge, not sharing doubt.
Yes.
isn't it good to have doubt every once in a while though, like a devil's advocate?
I guess give me an
No.
example
Hmm.
when it's good.
I guess for instance, my bucket list would be I want to go wingsuit flying one of these days. Like I want to jump in one of those squirrel suits and fly through the canyon or something, right? But I mean, if I could, I would probably jump on a plane and do that right now. But I have a lot of people in my life that are telling me not to do that. Maybe I should listen to them.
I think it begs the answer though. That just begs the answer of like how bad do you want it?
Fair enough. Yeah.
And that's like same with the brand. Like if I let the self doubt of people get in my head, then I didn't want it bad enough.
Yeah, I agree with you on this, Micah. In the sense of doubt, like people are gonna always put doubt in your head when they fear something that they're not. When the vision's not clear for them, they're gonna always doubt it and they're gonna question it. But you have to be willing to not worry about that. Focus on your vision. It's like this: when you're dreaming, that's not the time for doubt. So you can doubt later on and not even doubt, but give me your feedback on what you think as a friend, and I'm gonna take into account, but not while I'm dreaming. If you come in my dreaming stages of trying to make something happen, if you come to me and you start throwing doubt and questions of fear into my head, then you need to get away from me because I don't need you around me while I'm dreaming and I'm trying to create something. Because a creative, an artist is an artist for a reason. They're creative. You're not supposed to understand what they're creating. That's why they're the artist and it's their vision. So if you come around me and you don't understand, the last thing you need in your creative process when you're dreaming is someone coming up trying to doubt you. I don't even know what I'm doing yet. I'm trying to figure it out. I definitely don't need you coming around trying to throw some doubt on here. So you need to get away from me. You need to just get away from me and go do something. But get away from me because I don't got the time
Yeah.
for doubt when I'm dreaming.
I think the hard part too about that too is like when is it, I mean, like when is it constructive? Like when is it just like self-doubt that's like almost destructive? There's no meaning behind it. It's not even really looking out for you. It's just like failure to see the bigger picture.
Yeah, I guess maybe you could even simplify it further and say like if someone is questioning what you're dreaming about or questioning what you're doing, but they're doing it from a place of love as opposed to a place of fear. Like if someone is like afraid of what you're doing and they're coming
Mhm.
at it from that angle, like that's definitely someone where I guess I just don't value their input as much because they're just expressing their own fears.
Yeah.
I get that with my parents, but they just don't know. Like
Yeah.
one of you boys said it, like they are truly just not on our level, and a 9 to 5 is okay with them. And that's just none of us on this call. And so I get that all the time. AB, exactly every idea I have coming to them, that's what I get. So I also have the people that when I come to that with, they don't do that. They're like, oh my gosh, and we can build and build and build. And I think making sure we have and find those people that just also want to uplift that dream and then make it freaking happen for you, that's huge too. And then you can't change people. So you just got to be like, yeah, you don't know and you don't understand, and that's fine. You'll
Yeah.
see it one day. You'll see it when it happens. Just,
Yeah.
Yeah.
just keep watching.
I mean, I think that's the biggest reason why, I mean, shout out to River, surrounded myself with River was because he was one of few that was like, nah, this is huge. Like, why not do it? Like, why wouldn't you do this? And I was like, damn, like, yeah, why not? Like, why wouldn't I do it? And if he wouldn't have said anything, I feel like if I had more ear or more voices in my ear telling me not to do it, probably wouldn't be here today.
Well, you didn't go
Yeah.
to class, so.
Yeah, for real.
Also, I think it's different too to have people that like challenge you and ask questions versus having people that doubt you. Like you definitely want people in your life who challenge you and who are going to ask you questions and in that sense are going to help you grow, but they're not doubting you per se.
Yeah,
Does that
like it
make
really
sense?
does have to come from a place of love in a
Yeah.
way. Yeah.
Yeah.
So for me, as a friend, if you come to me with an idea and you tell me about the idea, I'm going to ask you, all right, so what's the game plan? When we starting? I think I think if you're going to talk about an idea, there got to be some type of action behind it. And that's what the type of friend I am. I'm going to challenge you to be like, okay, give yourself a deadline and don't make it next year. Make it something that you're doing now, even if you're writing down the blueprint now. Get the phone out, get a pen and pad, like make it tangible. Make it something that you can look at every day, something you can touch. Make it real to yourself. So that way, it's not just talk no more. Because that's what manifestation is all about. You got to put it down to where you can see it, visualize it. And if you're not doing that, then I'm gonna like, maybe you're not as serious about the idea that you think you are. I mean, and that's when I'm gonna question you because I'm like, if you're serious about it, write it down. If you like, I ain't got the time right now, then all right, well, then I'm questioning you now because I'm like, okay, how serious are you about that? So there's a time and a place for doubt, but it's a certain way you go about it. You don't doubt someone while they're dreaming, but you question them in the sense of, okay, so what we doing? Like, what we doing? What's the first step? Like, okay, what have you done so far to start working toward that? Like, that's what I'm going to ask you because if you're serious about it, I want to back you on it any way I can, but I need to know where my position is. I need to know how do I fit into this. And I'm a type of person. I'm a man of action. So if you tell me about something, don't tell me about something and expect me just to sit on it because I'm antsy. I don't sleep at night when I got a good idea in my head, and I'm going to be ready to move around and do stuff. So I wake up at 2 o'clock in the morning and start writing shit down. Excuse my language. So if you're not that type of person, then you're gonna be like, oh, you're gonna get flustered with me because I'm like, oh, you remember that idea you wrote down? I done wrote out a blueprint on it. What have you done? So you just gotta back that action. Like you need people around you that are that committed to your goals and your dreams and your actions as you are. You know, that's your people that if you really trying to get stuff done, people of action that are really gonna step with it and they're gonna run with it based off of, okay, let's make it work. They're not gonna sit there and be like, all right, sounds good. No, like, come on, let's do something. Let's make it
Yeah.
work.
Yeah. Like,
Failures, lessons.
yeah, because they're willing to take action in a similar way to you, like their ideas are gonna hold more understanding.
Absolutely.
Yeah, when they're actually like communicating with you or whatnot. Yeah, I fucking love that. So I'm gonna divert here. That was a phenomenal conversation. But I'm gonna divert and I'm gonna ask you guys another question, which is if your thoughts shaped your reality in real time, what would you start thinking today? So if your thoughts shaped your reality in real time, let's just imagine we live in a universe where thinking something is all you have to do to achieve it. What's one thought that you would start circulating in your brain today? You could put that in the chat or talk about it or anything. This is an open discussion.
Pink soup flying with Jimmy.
Oh,
Nah, I'm driving through the mountains, so that's the last thing I heard before everything froze. But I think that's actually a hard question to ask, because it really can be that simple. Of like you have thoughts, and then you just put those thoughts to however action it is.
do you have like a particular thought that you wish could shape your reality and that you would start thinking more if it could?
Um, I think right now a lot of it is like running my own business and starting my own business, getting it really kickstarted is like the thought. Um, and obviously it'd be way easier if I could just like think it and then magically I have 30, 30 clients that want to do posing with like in 5 minutes. Obviously that's not a thing. So you have to use that thought and then figure out the first steps to put into action.
Yeah. Yeah, heck yeah, dude. I mean, especially when it comes to stuff, something like that, something that can be so risky, you definitely need to have that at like the forefront of your thoughts.
Well, and that's where it also goes back to where we were just talking about fear before it got cut out. Is like I joked that I would do wingsuit flying, but I actually would do it with you, is because knowing all of the memories that I've had, everything that I remember vividly in the positive sense started with some sort of fear, whether it was like uh, cliff jumping. I'm in the mountains. So I just did that this weekend. So cliff jumping in a lake, skydiving, doing my own bodybuilding show with no idea what to expect from it. Or in case for like AB is running it for 11 years and still being fearful of not getting a pro card. And then he finally gets it because he just continues to work at it, even though he might be afraid of what could come after or afraid of never getting it. He never let it stop.
Yeah. Yeah, I guess I could relate in that this September I'm going for my pro card in strongman.
Nice.
And like little things keep happening, bro. Little things like I got a little sick this week and I missed a couple workouts, or I got like a minor injury the other day, and little things like that I think create a lot of fear. And there'll be like a couple days where at the forefront of my thought process is I'm gonna get my pro card. I'm gonna get my pro card. This September I'm getting my pro card. And then something happens and it creates that fear. And I feel like that's where I lose that thought loop, like what you're talking about, AB, where just keeping that thought, like making it tangible and fighting for it. It's like I feel like I can slip in and out of that. Or I
And can
see
I
a
tell you?
video. I see a video of pro strongmen and I'm like, damn, dude, they're stronger than me. I know
So
I can do it.
this is what I want you to do. This is what I want you to do. Stop looking at the competition. Focus only on you. Don't even look at the competition. You know what it is. You just Jimmy and Jimmy. Jimmy versus Jimmy. That's it. I don't know if you remember, but I fractured my hand 4 weeks out from this show. Yeah, I was fractured my hand. I could barely train. Mike can remember. She seen me. Like my hand was swollen like a golf ball. I could not pull. I couldn't do no pull-ups. Couldn't do no pull-downs. Couldn't do no rolls. About 4 weeks out from the show. I would say that was probably the only time that the doubt creeped in throughout this prep, because I'm like, dang, I cannot grip. And, I move furniture for a living too. So I got to hold sofas and everything else. So it was really hard. And I couldn't go on light duty, because if I go on light duty, then it causes another issue. So it was just a lot. So mentally, I was in a place I had to either decide I'm going to either fold or I'm going to step up to the plate. The thing is, I don't even want you to think about the pro card, getting your pro card. Think about the day to day and focus on the process. The process is going to take care of itself, and then the pro card is going to be a result of you taking care of the day to day process. Be your best, whatever is that, 80% that day, 70% that day, 100% that day. You got a cold, do the best you can. If you got an injury, do the best you can. Push through it. Give 100% for that day what you give. That's going to compound, and then that's going to how you're going to show up your best on show day. Never focus on the end result. Focus on the day to day, the progress each
Yeah.
day. Lean into it. Be
Yeah.
intentional about it. Don't just whatever the process. I don't do strongman. I don't know what you guys do on the daily to really
Lift heavy
kind of
crap
lift heavy
constantly.
crap. Focus on when you're lifting heavy crap. Focus on being intentional. Don't just lift. Whatever your method is, like for me, when I'm about to do a lift, I set myself up, position from foot to the top, from my foot to the head. I put my feet in a certain position. I put my hands in a certain position. I breathe. Be so intentional about your process and create that mind-body connection. And you do that day in and day out, every day. Like, be so strategic about everything that you're doing, and you're going to separate yourself from the rest.
Yeah.
You're going
Yeah,
to
like
separate
there's
yourself.
absolutely, man. Honestly, yeah, I guess you kind of brought some clarity there instead of trying to manifest, because I guess the question was like, oh, like what is one thing you wish you could manifest? Instead of trying to manifest that pro card, I think is a lot of value. Like you're totally right. There's value in just manifesting a good day, one good day into another good day, and just pushing
Magic.
yourself, one step at a time. Like there is a lot of value in just manifesting that.
The magic is in the process. The magic happens in the process.
Yeah, I agree.
The thing that I wrote down when I first started prepping, it goes very like right online with this, and it's just a simpler term. Was I put on my calendar right before I started writing my countdown for each week before my show, and all I said was, "Love yourself, love the process, and champion mentality." And that was before mindset became a thing. So now I changed it to love your mindset. So that's the three things that I say to myself pretty much every day when I wake up. I look at my calendar, see what's going on at the very bottom. The last thing I read before I go start my day is those three things.
Love it.
Hell yeah. Does anyone else want to add anything into that conversation? Or kind of tell us about maybe what thought process you would change?
Not letting fear get to me. That's the biggest thing. Is just like I had a episode to like this week where it's just like I didn't know feel like what I was doing right. I'm at such a young age, right? I have such structure in my life from school, and then trying to get out of that, knowing that I graduate in December. It's like, all right, I'm thinking far ahead of okay, how can I go about figuring this out now rather than later, right? Because most kids when they get out of school, they think they have like a planned job already lined up. My goal is I'm not trying to be in that 9 to 5 mindset, right? I'm trying to be who I want to be from that point on. And I think that the biggest thing was just like I had all these emotions just built up and I had just like sat with myself and like felt all the emotions from like yelling to screaming to like crying, all the things, right? And just being like vulnerable with my own self and just being like, hey, like look, you don't know what you're doing, but this is a season where you get to find out what you're passionate about and where you really find out, okay, what are you made of now that you had that little self-reflection update? All right, now how are you going to go about action, right? How we've been talking about this entire call of, okay, what actions are going to be then taken to get to where you want to go? Because obviously, how AB pointed out, right, it's the day by day stuff that we don't look at. The day by day stuff we look at rather than we look at, okay, what's the longer picture, right? We try to look so far into it, but how's our day to day, right? Giving that 30%, whatever it's going to be. And so that's kind of how I changed my mindset of like, okay, like, all right, I'm trying out digital marketing for the first time. Let's do this. We're going full head dive in it. Don't know what I'm doing, but we're gonna freaking do it no matter what. So,
Yeah.
it comes the same thing with possibly competing in August, right, Jimmy? Right, with having a meet in August, very first one. So the daily routine stuff of, yeah, you don't want to go, but you give your 100% in the gym. You may feel 50, 60, sometimes even 20%, but you still want to go get it done.
Exactly. And
So
I do wonder also, you're losing the structure from school and you're wondering, what am I going to do without this structure in my life? And
yeah,
maybe you're feeling lost in that sense. But I wonder if you can just create a similar structure that is oriented towards, starting your own business.
to
Like
an
if you do
extent,
well with
yeah.
structure, not everyone does well with structure. If you do well with it, then maybe think about like how can I create a structure that's similar to school, but it's for
Yeah.
building your own business, or for whatever else you want to achieve. I mean, obviously with powerlifting, you're very consistent. You stick to that system.
Mm-hmm.
Honestly, I
So
think that's like the hardest thing that I've noticed for anyone coming out of college, whether you decide to do a 9 to 5, whatever you decide to do. I feel like it's figuring out what to do on your own, like taking initiative on building a schedule, taking initiative on figuring out how to navigate opportunity, how to create opportunity, how to network, how to do all of these things. Like this is the first time in your life where nobody's telling you the system. No one's giving you a system. No one's giving you homework. No one's giving you like deadlines. No one's giving you anything, and like having to create that for yourself is honestly one scary, and two like you don't even know where to start. So you just got to start researching how to build yourself a system. I feel like I tell my clients all the time with training, like there's so much that you can take from training and apply to your real life. Like if we're building out a program, you look at the program, but you only do the program day by day. So like why wouldn't you do that with every other thing that you're doing in your life?
Mm-hmm.
yeah, I agree. Um, well, did anyone else want to add to that conversation or have any kind of last thoughts there? That was a phenomenal conversation. So to kind of move it along here, we got one more thing, and then we're gonna do the giveaway with everyone. The last thing I want is we're calling this the mindset reset challenge, and we want everyone to do one brave thing this week. Something that scares you a little but moves you forward. That could be anything. You know, like if you've never tried sushi before, maybe it's just trying sushi. I don't know. But or jumping in a wingsuit and jumping off a canyon wall for the first time with no training. Maybe that's mine. But what I want you guys to do is I want you to drop it in the group chat. So I want you to drop one brave thing that you're gonna do this week, something that scares you a little, but moves you forward. And then alongside that, I want you to put a number 1 through 50. And that's how we're gonna do the giveaway as well. I'm gonna use a random number generator and I'm gonna generate two numbers, 1 through 50. The two people closest to those numbers, the first one is gonna get the socks, the second one's gonna get the bolt pack. So I'll give you guys like a minute or two here just to put that in the chat.
Is this still on mute? Or are they like just that quiet?
Everybody's just quiet while they're
Oh.
typing in their responses. All right, has everyone got a response in there? I think so. I think we got everyone. All right, I'm gonna share my screen. And actually, let me just look through these a little bit. Oh wow, there's a lot. 8-week challenge in my Facebook group. What's that for today?
It's gonna be accountability. I just did my own 8-week. It's like a weight loss, but I'm not focusing my niche on weight loss, so it'll be accountability for movement, mobility routine, steps, hydration, and sleep.
Oh heck yeah.
Yeah.
Heck yeah. Caleb, do you already have like a potential client that you can talk to help grow their store?
Yeah, so I already kind of talked to somebody. It was funny. I was going to hit my lift yesterday, and um, we were just chatting it up or whatever. And I like went to like look at his store. I was like, "Hey, by chance, you Shopify?" And then we kind of like went from there. And I told him I have like a digital e-commerce certification through ASU, and like I know how to run like
Nice.
SEO ads and stuff like that.
Yeah,
So
yeah, yeah.
today I'm gonna take some time to go through, take some notes down of what we can do to improve, kind of steps to go from there, and then obviously if you wanted to still sit down this week too, we can go over what you wanted to go over too.
Yeah,
So
we're definitely gonna sit down and talk. Dude, great first steps into like starting your own business. That's awesome.
scary, but we're doing it.
Paternity leave, Antonio. Dude, heck yeah. Start my run club. Yada Nia, what run club?
I'm starting a run club for beginners. Um, since I finished my half marathon a couple weeks ago, I decided that I wanted to start helping other people like get into running and just like, like teach them like dynamic warm-ups and things like that for people that have just
Sweet.
never ran before. And I've been wanting to start it. I've just been like really nervous about it. And I get like in my head, like, what if no one shows up? Or what if no one likes it? Or, like I'm still learning things about running too. And I never want to mislead anyone. So I gotta just do it,
Yeah, do it. Let me know when you end up doing it. I would definitely love to join one of those.
I'll
Okay,
join too.
cool.
Yeah.
Awesome.
River, what's the new food that you're gonna try? I'm extremely curious.
I don't know, probably something in the fruit section. I've been going to like hypnotherapy for I have like a eating disorder. So I've basically have ate like a group of maybe like 10 things my entire life.
Yeah, bro, you told me about this. I remember you told me it was
Yeah,
like chicken
so
nuggets. Wasn't chicken nuggets one of them?
pretty much I'm that kid that just never grew up basically. But
Cool, dude.
I've been going to hypnotherapy about it, and it's kind of like what we were talking about earlier, like with the fear thing. You know, you kind of have to be able to lean into fear to basically get that feeling of accomplishment and like,
Yeah, to grow.
yeah, pretty much. Like I don't really try. I mean, I've tried like 4 things this past month, but that was like the most growth I've had in like 10 years. So for me, like that 4 things was great, but then now I gotta focus on now and push myself to just basically try new things. So
Yeah, sweet, dude. Let's go. Abby, complete document for wellness training. Ask for review. Is that for you to train others? Oh, yeah, she's still in here. Is that for you to train other
Yep.
people?
Essentially, eventually, yeah, that would be the idea, doing it like part-time when I have time outside of work and such, or weekends or something. So I'm still kind
Cool.
of trying to figure out how that would, mesh and everything. So I just want it to be a professional looking thing that, good fit here and there, clients, everything. So it's something that still trying to get comfy in the idea of doing. Not so much to replace my 8 to 5, but
Yeah.
something additional if it ends up taking off much further than that, then it is what it is.
Yeah, essentially
But I
just a
kind of have
side
this
hustle.
complete, yeah, for right now. So if it takes off more, it takes off more. But right now, it's just you kind of need the building blocks of it first in order to do anything. So that's what I'm trying to get completed and done.
Nice, let's go. You got this. So wait,
Thank you.
Javi, you got training program for online clients? Is that like a general program, or are you trying to just get better at like one person and personal training or whatnot?
I feel like get a lot better with personal training because I just became one. And I started at EOS in Goodyear.
Oh
Um,
yeah, dude.
and I already
Good
have
old
a
Leos.
good amount of clients. So I feel like
Yeah,
if I can impact them here at the gym, I could potentially do the same online for other people that I wouldn't get to see on a daily basis, but still like help them out with whatever
yeah.
they want and meet their goals, change people's lives. You know what I'm saying?
Sweet, dude.
Like, don't be greedy and just hold all the information to yourself. Like, pass it down
Yeah,
to somebody
exactly.
who doesn't know and stuff like that, so people can excel on their own, and then they can pass it down, and then you just start a chain reaction,
Yeah, bro.
basically, and then it's all good, and then
That's one of my
everybody's
favorite
healthy
things.
and strong. Live a
Yeah, that's
long
one of my
life.
favorite things as a trainer, bro, is just to give people like free knowledge. Like I've
Yeah,
I've been a personal trainer for 6 years now, and it's like I've built up so much knowledge. I see no reason not to give it to people. And ultimately when you give people that free knowledge, very often they'll be like, "Hey, I really like you as a person." Like maybe they want to train with you, or they see your expertise, they see what you have in that massive bank of knowledge, and they're like,
yeah,
"I want more of that. Let me get
yeah,
closer to this
100%.
person."
On
Like there's so much
that,
value in that.
on that note, Jimmy, my mentor is accredited with NASM and ISSA, I believe, but she's
Yeah.
running a beta class for potential workshops where personal trainers can get accredited or their CEUs renewed, and that's how I got my CPT renewed this year, was based off her hours.
Yeah.
But it's in person, and she's running one this month for free to personal trainers, and all she's
Cool.
asking just testimony. So I wanted to throw that in the chat of who would like more details on that, if they just
Sure.
want to see more
Yeah,
casual
definitely.
information, because it's all alignment based things and all ways to help improve your ability to read your client's body and depict what they need based off default patterns or biomechanics or load or fascial and
Yeah.
muscle build ranges and all things like that. So it's a lot of fun.
Yeah. Send it, please.
Okay.
Yeah,
Drop
that'd be awesome.
I have most of your guys' number, but anybody else, I guess just drop your phone number and I'll save it, and then I'll reach out tomorrow with all the details.
Yeah, or you could also put it in the mindset chat.
Right now?
Yeah. I mean, there's a lot of personal trainers in there. It'd be awesome. Thank you.
This one.
Garrett, we got taking your first posing coach exam. There's an exam to be a posing coach?
Yeah, so it's not like a official thing like a NASM cert or anything like that. But John Lofthouse is an IFBB pro out of the UK, and he runs a school community called Posing Academy. So I'm in that. I'm also doing a program under Daniel Coffin. Maybe some of you guys have seen him. He's a posing coach based out of Vegas. And so they're basically, it's like a blueprint for not only being a posing coach, but how to run your own business as a posing coach too. And so they do 3 exams. The first one is like quarter turns and transitions. Second one is like the rest of your mandatories. And then third is routine building. So you can be an adequate coach in all of it.
Yeah.
And like the main goal is for other bodybuilders who have competed on the chat, they all know that the subjectiveness can kind of change from show to show based off of what one judge or a couple judges want to see. And then what the goal is with all of the posing coaches and the community itself is to build almost a full structure of what is expected to be seen, exactly how the poses should be held, stuff like that, so that there's
Yeah.
a little more structure and less subjectivity to the judging itself. So my first exam, I'm hoping to get done by the end of the week.
Gotcha. Hell yeah. Okay, well we got Moises, more authentic reels on Instagram. How do you find more authenticity when you're posting? Like, what does that mean to you?
So I feel like people try to ride the trend wave. People want to just post because people are, you know, getting ideas from other people, and I just want to film and just post. No, like not using anybody as a muse or anything, just using my own ideas and thoughts. Because I,
Yeah.
I I feel like that way I could use that to show people like who I am and what I do. It's not like the bravest thing that I want to do, but it's one of the things that I've been focusing on as of like 2 weeks now. And so, with that being said, I feel like there's a how can I put this in words? There's not a lot of people. They just show like, oh, I'm working out or
Yeah.
um uh workouts or just stuff like that. And I just want people to see like my personality. I don't want people to see me lifting.
Yeah.
Yeah, here and
You want
there
them
I
to build
do
a more
want,
personal relationship with you in a way.
yeah,
Yeah,
exactly.
that's awesome.
So yeah, that's what I'm focusing on.
Nice, dude. You got this. Yeah, just be genuine, man, in those posts and it'll show to others. Craig, you got more extroverted. Does that just involve maybe talking to one person this week that you don't normally talk to?
Kind of, sorta. So it's been for the last few months, I've been trying to impact somebody's day just for the better, right? Even if that's in the gym or outside with my patients or whatnot. So I'm just trying to give my good energy to whoever I can, right? And that being just being more extroverted, right? It's easy to kind of put my hat down and lift and then
Yeah.
get out of there, but
Yeah.
just trying to do something for somebody else.
Nice, dude. You got that. You got that goal, bro. I believe in you. Get in there and talk.
Right.
People are so nice in
Thank
the gym, bro. Especially, I mean, the gym we go to is like so nice. Everyone's so strong in there and so humble. It's like it's great, but I think most gyms are like that, especially if people are working hard. We got Antonio, dude. You're about to be a father? It's your first kid?
Yeah, first one. We have due date on Tuesday, and
Wow.
yeah, I mean it's definitely going to be different. It's not something that I can really prep for, the same way as I would like a powerlifting meet or a day in the gym. Like it's just roll with the flow kind of thing.
Yeah. Nice, dude. Well, good luck, man. You got this. Like, that is really exciting.
Appreciate it, man.
Yeah, we got a couple soon to be fathers in here. Awesome. AB, just out of curiosity, I have one question for you, bro. Overarching goal. Do you see yourself going to the Olympia? Oh, you're muted. You're muted, AB. Okay.
Sorry about that. Yeah. Definitely, without question. I feel like so the thing is, I've always felt like a pro. Like, and I know a lot of pros. I know a lot of the top level pros. So it's like when I start working out with certain guys that were on that level already, I start to see like, okay, there's not really much that you're doing different than I'm doing, except you have your pro card, and except you've already stepped on that stage. But far as
Yeah.
training wise, I train with you. I train just as hard as you. We push it rep for rep, set for set. Your mindset, we talk, we communicate, we on the same frequency. It's like I've already felt like I've already felt I've already felt like a pro about myself for a long time now. But at the end of the day, it's not what you think about yourself, what you could prove. So
Absolutely.
you know, I keep it to myself and I have a like I said, if I was to tell everybody my goals that I think about for myself, they'll probably think I was delusional for real. And they'd probably say, you crazy. But that's it's not for everybody to understand. You know, most people, 99% of people are not gonna understand your goals and your dreams until they actually come to truth and they become reality. Then they're gonna be like, oh, you accomplished it. And I'm like, I know. And you don't mean to sound cocky, but that's how delusional. You got to already know it's done. It's just a matter of when. It's already done. I'm gonna be on the Olympia stage one day. I'm telling y'all because we the mindset group. So it's already done. I'm on the
Hell yeah.
Olympia stage. I've already visualized how it's going to feel being in the top call outs in the Olympia stage amongst the people that
Ooh.
I looked up to. And I'm like, let's do it. It's my moment. And it's just, I just visualize it. I love it. I love what I do. I love it.
Absolutely, bro. Absolutely. I love that energy, AB, bro. I feel like that's the exact kind of energy that we really want to surround ourselves with, you know? Like you're not gonna give up on that goal. You're gonna chase it.
Oh, well, question.
And I'm gonna get to watch that whole journey, and that's exciting for me too.
Yeah, take some video because I got to record this. I can look back on
Que
Hell
luego,
yeah.
luego estés ahí
video.
quejándote que nomás nos quedamos dos horas en tu casa y luego nos...
So to finish off the call here, I'm just I'll share my screen so you guys know what's going on. I think we're here.
Don't
Can
rig
everyone
it. Don't rig it, Jimmy.
can everyone see that? Can everyone see it?
I can't see.
Yeah.
All right, I'm generating it. 42. Did someone put 42 in the chat? I feel like someone got close.
I have
Who's the closest?
I was a low number.
I see 45 on River. So that's 3 away, right? Okay, I think River's got the socks. Yeah, boy. You got it.
always need a new pair of socks anyway. I got like 6 pairs of anyway.
All right, and then we got one more. This is for the bolt pack. Let's generate again. 13. Who's the closest to 13?
That's Moises.
Yarania is really close at 17. Moises? 14, bro. Yeah, you got it. Moises, the bolt pack is yours, bro. You guys want the socks in the bolt pack?
Yeah, it's fine. Yeah, that's awesome. Appreciate it.
All right, cool. All right, well, we'll get that sent over to both of you guys. We'll coordinate that and figure it out. I deeply appreciate all of you guys for giving us your time. That is, you know, as I know, that is your most valuable resource. And you guys have given us a whole hour today, and that was a phenomenal call, phenomenal conversation. You guys all brought value. One last thing, when you guys get a chance, when you do that thing that scares you but moves you forward, when you do it, whether that be talking to someone in the gym or figuring out when your show is or finishing your program for your clients or your framework, whatever that ends up being for any of you guys, when you do it, put it in the mindset group chat on Instagram. Like just say, hey, I did this. So that way, like we can all celebrate your win with you, because I think, especially being that we are also like-minded and we do all have these big goals, I do think in that way we can support each other and we can root for each other. So that is it. Thank you again for all of your time. I appreciate every single one of you guys.
Appreciate y'all.
Thanks, Jimmy.
Conversation.
Yeah,
Have a
thanks, Jimmy.
phenomenal Sunday.
Yeah, you guys have a blessed Sunday. Enjoy your day.
I'll go get
Hell
back
yeah.
to Love Island.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. All right, see you guys.
Y'all have a good one. Late.
I don't know.